The first step for creating the outfit, of course, it's having the measurements. And in CLO, we need to choose an avatar which will provide us with the measurement, with the right measurement. I'm going to go to CLO library and click on this icon. CLO recently has updated their library, so it's a bit different. You need to click on this icon first and go to avatar, and then you see all the avatars listed. And for the female now, they have Mia, Naomi, Yuna, which you can choose any one of them. I'm gonna choose Yuna, and I'm going to bring my 3D window. It's here, and as you see, it's very slim. So I'm going to open the size file, and you see there are so many measurements files here. One of them is for curvy, one of them is for straight, petite, plus size. So based on your body measurements, you can choose any of these and find the one which is closest to your measurement. By experience, I know Missy Straight size 10 is close to me regarding measurements. This one. So I double click on that, and just to make sure the measurements are right, I can check them by going to avatar, avatar editor. And the main measurement I check is always height. The total height should be close to your height. And three main measurements are waist, chest, and hip, which usually are the ones we look into when we wanna choose our size. So this is bust, this is waist, and this is hip at the widest part. Of course, you are able to change this measurement and tune them to be exactly like your own measurements. However, just note that by changing these measurement, the proportions of the avatar might change, and you need to be careful of the posture. So it's not very easy. So the easiest way, in my opinion, is just to choose the closest default avatar to your measurements for beginning. The next part is finding the right shoes. So I want to find some shoes which is closest to this one. Again, I go to the CLO library and I go to avatar and I go to female and I go to accessory shoes. These are not the shoes I like, so I go to connect asset, and these ones, some of them are free, you can download them, and by looking at these, this is the closest one available. So I want to up, use these ones. I downloaded them before, so when I double click this, they come on my avatar. I just want to make sure my avatar is grounded. So right click on the avatar, move avatar to ground. Yeah. Okay. Now that we have the good shoes, it's like pirate shoes. It's funny. We want to start creating the outfit, and I'm gonna start by the pants. By looking at the pant, I can say that it's made out of jeans basic block. I'm going to share a link in the description for creating a jeans block from scratch. You can follow that link and create your own block for jeans, or if you have already a pattern for jeans, you can bring it on in this project and start creating the pant. We continue by importing our women's basic blocks. And the pant is on my avatar. You can simulate. It's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So first thing you want to look at is the height measurements. If you are happy with the rise measurement, keep it. Otherwise, you need to increase it or reduce it based on the model you are following. By looking at my picture, I see this is pretty high rise. However, I think if I add a 1.5 inch waistband, it will sit where I want to have it, which is pretty much here. So I don't want to add more to my rise for now. But if you want to increase your rise or waistline, it's the time to do it first before increasing the width-wise measurement. So I'm happy with my rise length at front and back. The hip fit, it's looking like my model, so I don't want to change below above hip. But below hip line, you see thigh, knee, and hem are much wider in the picture. So I want to increase my hem and knee measurements to get a similar shape for legs. By looking at this, I think it's good to have 11.5 inch for hem, which makes it 23 on circumference. If you minus 23, minus 60, sorry, you get 7 inches, which is the amount I want to add to front and back, but I do want to do it proportionately. I want to add 7 inches, 3 inches to front and 4 to the back. I select this point, shift and right click, 1.5 inch here, and 1.5 inch here, and the back piece 2 inch. For keeping the balance of your pant, you need to add the same amount on left and right side of this center line for both front and back. Now I want to add to the knee measurement. I want to choose translucent and I want to put my front and back together just to make sure my pattern is balanced. Align the center line together. Okay. Now I want to first add it to my front, so I bring the front forward or bring the back, send it back. Okay. Let's first add 1 inch because we added 1.5 at bottom. Let's start with 1 inch. On both sides. Hold shift when you are moving this point so that you don't move alongside y axis. Okay. Looks pretty straight. So now let's go to back. Bring back to the front. So now when I choose this point, actually first I want to add a point at my hip because if I move my knee point right now, it will change my hip measurement. I don't want that. So first I add point at hip by splitting the line here. Okay, now if I choose and hold Ctrl D and go here, my hip point won't move. So I added one to the front, and for the knee I added more for back panel. So now I'm going to add more for back panel as well. I wanna add 1.5 first. Make sure y-axis is 0 because you don't wanna move your knee line down or up. 1.5 here, and this one hold shift, and 1.5. Just check your lines, make sure the length has not changed because these are going to be sewn together. They should be pretty similar, only this part can be a little bit longer on front, which is, and the curve, you can improve the curve if you want. It's not too bad, but maybe just reduce it a little bit. And this curve, I want to make it a little bit more smooth. Okay, now let's sew this up to see how it looks like. I'm going to check my sewing first. Seems okay. I press simulate. These shoes are a bit problematic. What we can do here to make sure it's simulating nicer, we can rearrange our 3D pant. I choose everything, right click, reset to the arrangement, and press on the middle of this part and the middle of the leg. And you see how it is going into the avatar. By clicking on this, you need to go all the way down and even minus this part so you can actually see the arrangement segment. Here, if you change the offset to a higher number, it will help make these tubes less twisted, so they are not colliding into the avatar or the shoes. Okay, and the back, press in the middle, and here again change the offset to 65 for example, and yes, now they look much better. And one more time I check my sewing lines, they seem fine, hopefully, and then I simulate one more time. Okay, it's better now. Now I want to check it with my model again. I still think we can add another quarter. Let's see it in another color random. This is better. I think we still can add another half inch to the hem. Okay, now I'm happier with how the shape of the leg is. It's pretty close to what I have in my photo. You know, the appearance also depends on the type of fabric we choose. So later on, we can adjust this if we don't like the measurement we have now. So now that I'm happy with my overall silhouette, I can start adding the pockets.